All right, welcome back. It's Norbert Orlowitz, co-founder digitalmentors.com, and we've got another case study interview here with one of our incubator clients.
Mhm.
As you know, that we've been doing these audience growth challenges with our clients to get them accountable and to get them focused on simple money making activities, which is number
Mhm.
one, growing your audience, growing your network, engaging with people, and actually having conversations. One of the first places to start as a coach. And so today we've got Adriana Medina. And Adriana, what I'd love for you to do just to start us off is
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about what you do. Who do you help and how do you help them? What is your coaching business?
Yes, yes. So I am a woman centered coach. So I focus on helping women who feel stuck or undervalued. It's professional women who feel stuck or undervalued, or they're not finding meaning into what they do, to through courage and clarity to move forward and create a life and a professional life that
Mhm.
the life that they want to create.
Okay. And how did you get into this? So tell me a little bit of your background and what
Mhm.
was the transition and when did you make the transition into coaching?
Yeah. Well, I am, yeah, and I do have I wear several hats. I am actually a professor, and I was a professor back, a full time professor back east at a university in Baltimore. But when I got my tenure, a couple of years after I got it, we moved to Denver. My husband is from Denver in Colorado. And then I became an adjunct professor. I was teaching at different universities, but throughout my career, I've always been a trainer. My
Mhm.
field is intercultural communication. So I offer intercultural communication training, and then that switched into leadership training, emotional intelligence, also doing diversity, equity, and inclusion topics. And from there, I was doing then teaching, and I was also doing the training and
Mhm.
facilitation type of thing. And I just recognized that it would be great for me to upgrade my toolkit by becoming a coach. I became a coach a few years ago, and right now I'm doing yet another program just to really hone my skills. And I realized that this is something that I want to do. I want to, for me, the service that I offer, I wanted to be coaching. So I am really now focusing on marketing and just building my business as a woman centered coach.
Beautiful. Now, what's been some of the biggest challenges in making this transition to become a coach?
Well, a lot of the challenges have been really technical. Well, technical and the business side of it, because I have when I was a trainer, because I was also a professor, I would meet a lot of people. I would go to conferences and presenting conferences, and I really never had to market myself as a trainer
Yeah.
because the opportunities were there and people were just calling me.
Mm.
So from this new perspective of a coach, no one really knowing me as a coach, I have to start from scratch. And that's where I was like, wow, I there's a skill set that I don't have, that I need in order to really launch my business and set myself as a coach.
Yeah, perfect. And before you got started with us in the
Mhm.
incubator program, what were some of the things that you were doing to try to market your business and how is that working for you?
I started creating my own website, and I had a business plan that I just created for myself. Like, well, no, not business plan, the marketing plan, which was like, I'm just going to tell everybody I know that I'm because, because I want to do a combination of coaching, like one on one, but also one to many. So I created this website, and it took me a long time from scratch. And again, I am not a tech person at all. And and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I added the content and I created my about me and all the things. And then I was like, well, now I need to create a calendar and now I need to be scheduling myself. Like, there was like there was the level of the technology again, but there was also the level of, how do I start? Like, do I really just email my friends, but I don't want to rely on my friends only? Which actually, this is one of the reasons I started teaching again, because right now I'm teaching an executive communication class at the executive MBA program at CU Denver. And that, because I realized that I need to open to grow my network. So this is a huge step that I took. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to teach that class to broaden my network, but at the same time, I need help. Like, I recognize that I need mentorship, because I know I can do these things by myself, but it may take me 10 years. I am not ready. I am not waiting anymore. I want to do it now. And that's when you all came in.
Yeah, so you wanted to speed up the process of learning about marketing and building your network and social media, all these things that we can now
Mhm.
do online, right? Which I can imagine is probably pretty new to you because you probably didn't have to be doing a lot of social media as a teacher and professor and instructor.
I don't know if I didn't have to. I didn't want to. I
Ah.
mean, because maybe I could have used it had I wanted to, but I am one of those people who resists social media. And I told myself early on, I am not going to focus on like the Instagrams of the world and those things, because I've seen folks saying, oh, I really have to put myself here or there in order for my business to be successful. And I don't want to have that mindset, although I do understand that choosing one, but I don't have to be everywhere. And I chose LinkedIn, as you know, and I mean, it's been working for me.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit big picture. Can you share with us maybe some insights that you've learned since you got started with us? What were some insights that you learned, some shifts maybe that you made in your approach or your thinking about marketing? Any kind of key takeaways or big lessons that you've learned just in the few months that you've been working with us when it comes to your marketing and your branding and your business plan? What's shifted and what's changed?
I think one of the things that now it keeps ringing in my head is, do what is going to be profitable right away,
Mm,
because I do need to pay my bills. So, when I hear that, it's like, I could make all these excuses why I need to have this perfectly crafted website or these perfectly whatevers, and use that as an excuse to not do it. Something that I really like about you all, how grounded you are in the practicality, but at the same time, there's a lot of soul in what you all tell us, in what you all guide us to do. So when I'm here, they just do it, and like try it and be brave and do these things. I do sense that it comes from a wisdom place, and you need to have the courage type of thing. So I really appreciate the knowledge, but also the soul that is behind what you all teach us.
that's an interesting and powerful perspective, actually. I'm glad that you shared that because when it comes to business and marketing, one of the things that I truly believe is that there is a science,
Mhm,
like the math of it, the practical side of it,
mhm,
obviously, but there's also an art to it.
mhm,
And the art is the creativity and the soul. And maybe that's what I love about business because I am an artist, right?
mhm,
I'm from a theater background. My family's artist. My father was a writer. So and I'm a creator. So I love the artistic side that I get to express in marketing and business.
mhm,
And it's not all just practical because I never wanted to go to university. I didn't want to do the traditional corporate route
mhm,
because I didn't really fit into that box and into that model. And I think what you just touched on there is really important for people to understand, that business and marketing is not just do A and
Mhm.
B and you'll get C. There's this artistic, soulful part of it, and we've got to bring that into our marketing.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't even know why I said what I wanted to say, but I'm recognizing how important that is for me, to have found you all because the other aspects that I really like about working with you all is how available you are. That is very important for me to have a question and to get an answer quickly, but also all the touch points that we have throughout the week. I can talk to, either Megan or you or Brian or Jim, and that makes it really nice. And when I heard Jim saying, if you're trying something and it takes you more than 10 minutes, like if you all are already struggling, come to see me in my office hours. And that's like that just it's just so nice because I do feel the support, but I'm also learning the tools. So,
Mhm.
and I have the technology in one place. So for me, it's a holistic experience that is also very personable, and that
Yeah.
is important to me. Particularly,
Yeah.
again, I keep saying that I'm a product of the 20th century. I'm 56 years old, and there's a learning curve for me, particularly because I did not want to follow up with the technology. I just didn't. I'm not saying that I can't, but I just didn't. I didn't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get that. I get that. And now you can see that you
Mhm.
can, and you can do it in your own way. Like you
Mhm.
said, you don't have to be on Instagram, you don't have to be dancing on TikTok. You can find a way to leverage social media as a tool, because that's really all it is. Just
Mhm.
like we use email, we use our cell phones, we
Mhm.
used to use fax machines. You can use LinkedIn or any social media platform as the tool to get the job done. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about our audience growth challenge.
Mhm.
And so you're one of the top 3 winners of growing your audience, which is awesome. Tell me a little bit about how you engaged with the challenge. Was it something you were excited about? Did you have some reservations about it? And what was your experience doing it? How did it change your business, your approach?
Mhm.
What did you learn through the process?
I did have a reservation at the beginning where the very first time I heard about the challenge, I'm like, no, that's not for me. I just joined the digital mentors and I'm just figuring out I am not going to throw myself into that ocean too soon.
Not ready. Yeah.
So not ready. And then I'm like, I'm a smart person and I can figure it out. So I'm like, this train is taking me where I want to go. Why am I not going to jump in? So I got on the train and then I got exhilarating excited because in one of the documents that you all have us do, I learned about AI and
Oh, that's
I
right.
became in love with AI. Like I got it that day how helpful AI is. And then
Mm.
I'm like, well, AI plus LinkedIn, there is a great connection there. So I've been using it to my favor. Otherwise I could not have done LinkedIn like really every day put spend hours thinking about it. So I've got, I confess I've used AI to my for my benefit, and I posted every day and I took time to post, speak about the challenge. In the challenge we are not only posting for ourselves, but the idea is that we also support, the others
Mhm.
who are doing the challenge. And I really took the time to answer everybody and to do that. So it created a sense of connection, one that I'm not doing it alone, which is, I think, very important, that we don't have to go at it alone. We so don't. So I started posting, and then it was very nice to have the digital mentor colleagues to post, because if starting from scratch or from nothing, I think it would have been discouraging for me to not see any responses, like,
Anything.
is anybody there? So So there was like, yes, we're here, But also, I've gotten some feedback. I've gotten engaged with other people whom I know from my network. That's one thing. The other thing is that you all really encouraged us to contact people. So not only post, but also pushing ourselves to, just connect with people and connect with people. And for several weeks, I was like breaking my brains like, who else can I connect with? And I connected, and I did grow. I didn't reach 100 people in terms of audience growth. I think it was like 84, but that was huge for me. And now, since it's the second month of the challenge, I have passed the 100 mark of my audience growth. So I am very excited. And just the creativity that you're talking about, like, what am I going to, the challenge of what am I going to be working on today, like what am I going to put out there for my audience, really honing into, always remember that your audience is the avatar that you created. Thanks to you all, I created my avatar. So I'm always thinking, I am talking to, her name is Jane Mitchell. I'm talking to Jane Mitchell, and I'm really focusing my content on things that are going to help her. So there's like this creativity there, that, and at the same time, kind of like following a structure. So it's really cool.
Yeah. How important was it for you to have that accountability? To know that we're looking for you, you're tracking on a
Hmm.
spreadsheet how many people you're connecting with, how much content you're posting. You've got the community that's engaging. Every single day people are posting new content inside of our community. So that accountability, was that a big help for you? Did you feel like you really needed that accountability? Otherwise, you wouldn't have done it? Or what was it that motivated you to stick with it? And you're still doing it now, which is
Hmm.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
definitely think that I wouldn't have done it. At least not quite yet. But I know
Yeah.
that come December, if I had not really started, like really doing something that is this push, I would be very disappointed with myself. So having the accountability, knowing that others are rowing with me, and that there were like very specific people who continue to be consistent with their posts. Like, I saw people coming in and going out, but there's this group of people who are like, we're doing it, and it feels great. But I do feel a sense of responsibility, and this sense of wanting to help them too, and they help me. So I mean, I am creating a community. I just, with you all, I just received someone who joined, one of your customers, one of my peeps. We're going to meet and just chat because she's a coach, and she's done positive intelligence. So we're connecting through you. She was like, hey, I'm also in the challenge. And so I've been going to her posts, and she thanked me for posting. So this is like the extra cherry on top. That is, I guess, it's not why you necessarily do it, but these are things that also benefits that we're all getting by belonging to the digital mentors community.
These types of collaborations are so important, and we really don't know where those opportunities will land. So, for instance, Brian, who's now been a business partner of mine for
Mhm.
17 years, we met just like this. We were both building a business, and we connected at a live event in Austin, Texas, and we just became friends and started messaging each other and supporting each other as we're
Mhm.
growing our business. He was a few couple of years ahead of me, and next thing you know, we started a
Mm.
company together. So you have no idea where these connections and collaborations will lead, but it's so important. That's why we say, like, the first and most important step in growing your business is growing that
Mhm.
network, your audience, right? Because in order to make an impact, you have to make an impact on people, which means you need to be able to reach more people. And with social media, that's what it gives us. It allows us to build that audience and that following. Tell me, what wins have you had? What little successes have you had from this exercise from this challenge of just focusing on growing your audience and doing simple activities on a regular,
Mhm.
consistent basis?
Well, if we're talking about a material win, I did get a client, and yes, I this is someone I already knew, but we've connected through the years, and with this we connected, and she paid me up front, and I am just so excited. I Without the challenge and without this, I would not have gotten her. So that is one thing. Another thing is, there is this director of an organization. I I've done training for. She changed organizations, but she saw my post in LinkedIn, and she said, "Hey, I see that now you're doing leadership coaching and stuff like that. I have a staff member to whom I've been recommending goes to coaching. So send me your website, which I still
Inform-
don't have.
yeah.
But so I
Okay.
and she said, or a one pager. I'm like, okay, one pager. So so then
One
I
pager. That's why we do the Google Doc. Yeah.
so I created my one pager with my two plans and explaining what I do, and I sent it to her. I need to follow up. So even if I don't get this staff member as my client, just the challenge when I receive, when people say, "Hey, I need this or I need that," just the push of, okay, now I need to be ready with a one pager. The next thing I need to do, I want to put, I want to build a website, but just these wins are awesome because they're pushing my business forward, and they're challenging
Yeah.
me in a way that it's great because I need to do these things. And without the challenge and without the digital mentors, I would not be doing it. I would still, yeah, I would still
That's
be
awesome.
thinking about all the reasons I have just to keep grading assignments and don't post in LinkedIn.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all need cheerleaders and coaches, people at our backs that are supporting us and pushing us
Hmm.
forward and believe in us, right? I mean, I know you believe in yourself. You know that you're intelligent enough, you're good enough, you're great enough, and people need the service that you
Hmm.
deliver. But it's nice to have some people behind you that believe in you as well and also know what you need to do so that can push you in the right direction, right? So share with us just really quickly, there's for all the coaches that might watch this video, and they're similar to you, they've struggled in the past, they're struggling to grow their business, maybe they have some
Hmm.
uncertainty and some doubt, maybe they're not super skilled at
Hmm.
marketing and social media. Can you just give some inspiration to them, some input to them, to keep them going on this journey, to keep them inspired? What can you share with people, just kind of big kind of big picture takeaway? What have you learned that you would like to share with other coaches as far as what they need to do to have success?
Well, the first thing is that to recognize what our skill set is and what our skill set is not. And recognizing what our skill set is not doesn't make us either bad people or bad coaches. But for me to recognize, I don't have the marketing skill set because I didn't go to school for that, or I just, whatever. It's not. But so looking for the help and looking to grow the skills where the gap is, I think is the most important thing that we can do, because then we have all these questions about, oh, I'm not good enough, I don't know how to do it. And it's absolutely normal. We don't know how to do everything. But that's why we go to the people who can teach us, who can guide us, who can support us, and we go to those communities. So I would say don't wait. Look for the people who can help you, who can support you, find where your gap is, and work on closing the gap.
Yeah, that's it. It's that simple, right? It's just learning new skills. You've been in education all your life, and you know how important
Mhm.
education is, and you know that we can learn anything we want to learn, and we can develop any skill set that we want to develop. It's really that simple. Just go out
Mhm.
there and learn it. Adriana, thank you so much for sharing this experience. I think it's going to be very helpful to other coaches, other people in, in your position, that they have amazing knowledge and wisdom that they want to share with other people.
Mhm.
They know they can help other people, they can change people's lives, but we just got to get that
Yes.
message out into the marketplace. And it doesn't have to be that complicated. There's a lot of complex ideas in online
Mm,
marketing today. We got to try to keep it simple and focused. And if we just focus on simple activities and repeat those activities over a long
mhm.
period of time, we're going to develop that skill set, we're going to develop that confidence, and we're going to have
Yes.
those wins. So, Adriana, thank you so much for being here. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get all of our notifications. We're going to be publishing more case
Mhm.
study interviews like this so that you can learn from others on this journey as well. Thanks so much for being here, Adriana.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.